Both of my parents had a major impact on my life. My mother was a New York City public school teacher for decades and always taught in the neighborhood. There are students who came back years and years and decades later to say what an impact she had on their life. My father was the first African-American state senator in Brooklyn's history, a member of the New York City Council, a judge of the Supreme Court Appellate Division. Earlier in the 60s, late 50s, he was the regional head of the NAACP, being involved in the civil rights struggle, trying to break down barriers to try and create opportunity for others. The legacy of my parents and what I learned and what my sister learned, no one's going to hand you success on a platter. You've got to go out and work for it. You have to go out and fight for it. Try and help others. Try and improve your community, your neighborhood, your borough, your city. The places that I've been, so whether it was in the borough president's office as deputy borough president, whether it was the president of New York City Board of Education, controller of the city of New York, chairperson of the City University of New York, all of those things, you try and approach it from a perspective of, I'm not going to accept status quo. Push to bring about change. Crown Heights and what happened in 1991, my memory of that is still very vivid. I remember Howard Golden, who was the borough president then, getting on the phone and saying, Crown Heights is on fire. The people on all sides, the borough president, elected officials, and others tried to bring people together. Getting people to talk to each other, because the divide in Crown Heights, you had to bridge that. You had to get people together to understand that they had more in common than they were different. How could they work together to provide a better community? And there were leaders on both sides who had really, not spoken, not worked together before, that started to work together, that realized that they were stronger as one. Watching people come together after tragedy restored my faith in a lot of ways in people's resolve. It was a collective effort on all sides, but it was something years later you could see it was a different neighborhood. How long have I been working with the JCRC? It's almost, how long have I been involved in the city of New York and its life? Because JCRC has been involved in that life and the life of the city of New York for decades now. But I think it was in working on issues, maybe some of it spun off of Crown Heights, working to bring people together, learn from each other. JCRC is one of the preeminent organizations in the city of New York. I went to Israel with JCRC, and we went in solidarity during the Intifada to try and show our support for Israel. We had the opportunity to talk to government officials, but we had the opportunity to talk to just people. Watching people who went about their business each and every day, who went to work, who continued with their lives with the threat and the possibility that they might not come home that evening, simply by getting on a bus, simply by just doing what we all take for granted. All of that left an impact. What message does it send to have our presidents, to have the chancellor going to Israel? I think it sends a message of solidarity in a number of ways. We are also concerned, as the country is, in looking at rising levels of anti-Semitism. And I think it makes the statement, and we need to ratchet it up ourselves at CUNY and send out stronger and stronger and stronger messages on an ongoing basis that there are things that we won't tolerate. That we won't tolerate anti-Semitism, that we won't tolerate hate, that we won't tolerate students being made to feel uncomfortable on their college campuses. To be the chairperson of the City University System of New York and to receive this award, it's a continual message and statement that I stand, that CUNY stands with JCRC. And I'm happy to stand with my friends at JCRC. To receive this award, this public service award from JCRC, I couldn't be prouder. When I look at achievements, I don't know that there is just one. There are things that you work hard still to try and do, because you realize all of those things have an impact and the work isn't done yet. I have been proud to be at Siebert William Shank & Company since I left as controller in 2010. It's about excellence in diversity. We're a good firm, and we happen to be minority and women-owned. I'm excited each and every day to get up and go to work. My wife, she is a leader in her own right. It is that sense of, between the two of us, trying to do better, trying to help others, trying to bring about change. All of those things, I think, are things that our children, you try and instill in them each and every day just a sense of help others. I want people to be able to come back and say, he helped to make things better. If that's what you put on my tombstone, that's fine. That's fine. I'm happy with that.